Cavite City is found in the historic province of Cavite, Philippines, only 34 kilometers southwest of Manila by land, or about 14 kilometers by water or air transportation. It has a total land area of 1,238.63 hectares, including the islands of Corregidor, Lamona, Cabilio, El Fraile, Caraballo, and Limbones. Fort San Felipe, the 389-year-old Spanish fortress, and Sangley Point, a former American naval base, are part of Cavite City. It is politically divided into 5 districts, which are delineated into 8 zones comprising 84 barangays. Fishing, mussel culture, and salt making are still common sources of income of its people. Thousands engage in trade and industry and in the practice of their profession. More than 50% of its 120,000 population, or 65,425, are part of the growing labor force. English and Filipino are the official languages of business and education. Also, Chabacano, a colloquial form of Spanish, is used by many people. Cavite City is the most strategic place in the province for export-based investments because of its accessibility to sea, land, and air transportation. It is also accessible to centers of business, education, and entertainment, including all major government institutions. Once the proposed Cavite Coastal Road extension and Kawit-Cavite Viaduct are finished, travel by road can be reduced by 50%. In 1571, the town of Cavite was founded by Spanish expeditionary forces. Later, as more Spanish soldiers arrived, they discovered an ideal place for construction and repair of ships. It was then called Puerto de Cavite. Between 1609 and 1616, skilled Filipino and Spanish craftsmen built galleons that linked the Philippines to Mexico and the world trade. For almost 400 years, Spain ruled the Philippines. Today, relics of our historical past stand as mute witnesses of our bravery and relentless struggle to gain freedom. The City Museum, which is located at R. Baza Street, houses priceless relics and historical items and photographs. It also houses a library where students from different schools in the city undertake research work. On January 20, 1872, injustice forced 154 Filipino soldiers and workers to stage a mutiny. As an aftermath of the Cavite Mutiny, 3 innocent Filipino priests were arrested and sentenced to die by garrote. They were charged with instigating the Cavite Mutiny, but this was never proven. On September 12, 1896, 13 Filipinos were executed by musketry for conspiracy to overthrow the Spanish government, despite failure of the Spanish court to prove their guilt. Every time the Philippine National Anthem or Lupang Hinirang is sung or played, it reminds us of its creative composer, Maestro Julian Reyes Felipe, a patriotic son of Cavite. Another great hero from Cavite is Ladislao Diwa, a co-founder of the Katipunan, a revolutionary group that attempted to overthrow the Spanish government in late 19th century. The Katipunan served as a rallying force for Filipino revolutionary forces to unite and ceaselessly fight until freedom is achieved. Philippine Revolution reached its climax on June 12, 1898, when General Emilio Aguinaldo, the supreme commander of the revolution, declared Philippine independence, one of the very first in Asia. On September 7, 1940, the town of Cavite was transformed into a city by virtue of Commonwealth Act 547, authored by former Assemblyman Manuel S. Rojas, a prominent and hard-working son of Cavite. This year, Cavitecity will observe its 57th year as a chartered city and the 426th year of its founding. Almost 100 years after the Spaniards left, tangible changes have been occurring in Cavite City. More light industries are being put up. More banks, restaurants, educational institutions, medical facilities, and different business establishments continue to flourish. Through the coordinated efforts of the Department of Education, Culture and Sports, and the local government, the exports of various products have been on an upward trend. These helped improve government revenues and provided stable employment to Caviteños.
To further encourage diversification of exports, the city government, in cooperation with a number of banking institutions, has launched a financial assistance program to potential exporters.
Due to rapid urbanization of Cavite City, the administration of Mayor Encarnacion has stepped up the dispensation of basic social services within the city proper, including Corregidor. Compared with other urban centers, Cavite City is peaceful. Due to constant police visibility, peace and order in Cavite City is better. From a curator's point of view, Cavite City is a huge outdoor museum. Proof is, there are a number of historical and interesting places in the city. Some of these are: every summer during Holy Week, the Via Crucis Executive Committee produces a reenactment of the life of Jesus Christ, from the Last Supper, His crucifixion, which is being done for real, up to His resurrection. Thousands of devotees from Cavite and Metro Manila witnessed the Via Crucis presentation. Fort San Felipe was the first fortress built by the Spaniards at Cavite between 1609 to 1616 to serve as advanced defense of Manila from the Chinese, Dutch, and other invaders. It was occupied by the Americans and then the Japanese during World War II. In 1971, it was turned over to the Philippine government. Sanley Point is a former U.S. naval installation that provided logistic support to American warships. Since 1971, the Philippine Navy is using this facility.
Sometime in 1986, during that famous EDSA revolution, of all the Philippine Navy units in the country, only the Philippine Navy units in Naval Base Cavite decided to stand as one and support the reform movement of Secretary Enrile, General Ramos, the RAM, and the freedom-loving AFP soldiers and Filipinos.
The island of Corregidor. It is a rock island located at the mouth of Manila Bay and was a former Spanish military garrison. After the defeat of the Spanish Navy from Admiral Dewey in 1898, the Americans used it for military purposes. To protect Manila from invaders, a battery of heavy artillery weapons were installed here. Corregidor was named Fort Mills. In 1942, after intense bombing, the Japanese captured and destroyed the Rock Island. An average of 3,000 tons per square mile was dropped on the island. The Americans recaptured it in 1945. It was declared as National Shrine in 1954. Since then, Corregidor has been a major tourist destination. Today, Corregidor holds a special place in the heart of Filipinos, Americans, and Japanese who were among those who participated in the last World War. Every year, these former adversaries and their descendants meet here in peace, in a place that was once a flaming arena, but now a symbol of peace.
Corregidor, the rock is a grim reminder of the catastrophic horrors that was war. It had taught us a lesson. Its horrifying memories are moving peoples of the world, regardless of race, ideology, and beliefs, to seriously pursue some continuing efforts in promoting lasting peace, solidarity, and international brotherhood. Remember, Corregidor.
The nostalgic ambiance of Cavite City reminds us of its rich culture, inspiring historical past, and the admirable qualities of its people. Today, the city government, with the support of the city council and the people, has been pursuing a relentless war against environmental degradation and all factors that impede peace and progress in the city. As part of the Clean and Green project, Samonte Park was constructed to serve as a place to relax. Just a few meters away is Nature Park, a haven for students and other people. To promote rapid and balanced economic growth, raise the standard of living of its people, and work for the equitable distribution of income, the city government has embarked on the following projects.
The proposed viaduct that will connect Cavite City to the ongoing R1 Manila-Cavite Expressway Extension Project at Kawit, Cavite will surely enhance the economic growth of the city and the whole province of Cavite, and ultimately spur development in this part of the region and the entire nation as well.
A visit to Cavite City is like a colorful dream. A journey back in time one may never forget.
The Cavite Mutiny of 1872 at Fort San Felipe, which sparked Filipino nationalism. The executions of the 13 martyrs of Cavite at Plaza de Armas. The other great sons of Cavite City, like Don Ladislao Diwa, co-founder of the Katipunan. Maestro Julian Reyes Felipe, composer of the Philippine National Anthem. The courage and heroism of these Caviteños in particular had inspired our people to persevere and work hard to win another revolution. This time for the development and progress of the city of Cavite.
Its loving and friendly people are trying to help us set aside enmity and discord, helping us focus on the good and beneficial things in life.
I am inviting everyone, especially tourists and investors, to come and visit Cavite City now. Our scenic and rare historical spots inspire everyone and contribute to creativity and productivity. Peace and order here is something we are proud about. The city government is extending its full support to potential local and foreign investors. In addition, we have formulated an attractive and liberal tax incentive package to ensure the viability of your investments. Take some lessons from the past. Visit, invest in Cavite City, where the future holds a promise.